Hello guys, welcome to the Solution Architect Show. Your host is Ben. This is episode number 7. Today, I would like to cover the disruption to your career. Last week, I attended the New Zealand CIO conference. The theme of the CIO conference this year is about the disruption to a specific industry or disruption to a company. And last year's theme is kind of all is similar to this. It's about disruption, but last year is more around disruption is coming. This year is disruption is here. They really stir up quite a bit of sort of competition and disruption within the existing industry. However, my talk today is not about disruption to the company or the industry you work for. My talk is about the disruption to your IT career. Let me tell you my story. The disruption to my IT career happened 5 years ago. So my IT career sort of the normal way. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree, and then I got a job in a consulting firm as a graduate developer. Over the years, I becoming a senior developer. In my early career, at that point, SharePoint is very popular. And then I was sucked into it, and I explained that some of the reason why I get into it is because although the initial learning curve is quite high, but once you pass that learning curve, then the release cycle is sort of similar to the Office, and it's about 3 years. There's not a lot of fundamental change about this product, so I don't have to learn a lot. I just need to learn incrementally every 3 years. And most people using SharePoint sort of quite similarly. As a document store, it's a portal. You can do. It's also a platform. You can do a lot of things with it. But then the fundamental hasn't changed. However, about 5 years ago, when I was talking to the head of the software development at the company I worked for then, I was trying to pitch a SharePoint solution. And the head of software development was thinking, that's probably we're not quite going on the SharePoint path. I was asked why. There's a lot of reasons that you should. And he said, I'm actually talking to an independent consultant from Gartner. You're welcome to come along. I said, yeah, why not? And in the afternoon, I went to that meeting. And the guy talked about SharePoint and about the sort of his view or the Gartner's view around SharePoint back then. And essentially, he's saying the SharePoint as a platform going to be continue on, but the development or customization using code going to be dead. Hearing that, I was pretty shocked actually. So sort of a bit mixed feeling, disbelief, angry, and a bit upset, sort of in the mix, because I spent so much. I have spent so much time learning this technology to be sort of the expert on it, and I sort of bet my career on this because I was earning a really good salary out of it, and I would try to be to sort of bet my career on it. Having someone to sort of tell me that path is a dead end is sort of it is, as I mentioned, it's a mixed feeling. So after the meeting, I grabbed the head of software development to say, hey, so I asked some questions to say, hey, you've been in this industry, IT industry for about 20 years. And only been probably 5 or 6 back then. So how do you make a sort of career out of IT, given that the knowledge that you acquire could be obsolete one day, and that fundamentally make you to learn something new or move on to something new. And then my manager back then, as I mentioned in the previous episode, is my greatest mentor, is telling me, Ben, you need to understand the lifetime of the knowledge and the value of your knowledge. What I mean is the lifetime of the knowledge is how long this knowledge is valuable or useful for. Obviously, the value of the knowledge is what's the demand, and is there any demand for this type of knowledge? And he told me most of the IT skills have a very short span of lifetime. And it could provide you a very high knowledge for a couple of years, or even 5 years, sometimes even 10 years. But there's a point that your knowledge is going to become obsolete. So to have a career out of IT, you need to not only have your technical skills, you need to have other skills that have a very long lifetime and is highly valued. And doesn't know what that knowledge is. I was asked him to say, hey, what is that knowledge? And he sort of paused and he told me to say, hey, the knowledge is not about technical. It's all about they call it soft skills, your people skills. One of them is sort of dealing with people, right? To explain a technical knowledge to a non-technical person in their language, and be able to build a rapport with the business, be able to lead teams. So those skills, as explained in the previous episode, are all required by the solution architect. So back then, after the answer, that's really the reason I want to be I want to be a solution architect and work towards it to improve my social skills, my people skills. So back then, my thinking is, okay, I still enjoy a great salary, a great career in SharePoint, but I can see based on the independent Gartner's analysts sort of view that this path is going to end at some point, which you look at now, it is. So SharePoint Office 365 as a document management team side portal is continue on, but there's a very few development or customization on at the moment. Even Microsoft is saying you shouldn't really customizing in SharePoint or Office 365. You can do a bit of branding, but that's about it. Most of the customization is outside the SharePoint. You can do in Azure doing a custom ASP.NET or in fact in any language. And there's a lot of the third-party plugin that you can purchase off the shelf. So there's not a need or demand for the SharePoint developer anymore. So for that, I really appreciate my previous mentor, or I call it manager. So I really appreciate he sort of wakes me up. So what that means to you guys as a technical specialist or developer, infrastructure subject matter expert, what I want to express is you might enjoy a great salary, you might enjoy a great sort of a position or the knowledge, the technical knowledge that you hold are actually in high demand. But do you have a plan B when there's an end to that specific knowledge? That means there's a new server or new technology coming, then your knowledge around that specific technology is going nowhere. then do you need to spend another 2, 3, or 4 years to learn a new set of knowledge? Well, you can, but I think if you look at it purely from the lifetime of the knowledge and the value of the knowledge perspective, I'm thinking learn the social skills, learn how to deal with people, learn the leadership skills, learn the communication skills is your plan B. And in IT, if you still want to continue down the technical path, the solution architect role is a great opportunity for you to continue down that path, but also help you to develop those crucial to develop those sort of important people, social, and communication skills as a plan B. So once you possess those skills, your opportunity really opened up. You can still choose to go down the technical path, maybe becoming a domain architect, like a data architect, or a security architect. Or if you're more interested in the business side, you can go up to become an enterprise architect. In fact, you can becoming maybe a managers, because the managers nowadays is requiring all those skills as well. You need to be able to communicate with your team, be able to lead the team, be able to talk to people, right? So really open up your career. So here we go. Here's sort of my learning from the CIO New Zealand conferences, and here's sort of what I want to sort of tell you about the disruption to the company, the disruption to the industry, and the disruption to your career. Okay, let me ask you this question again. The disruption to your IT career is coming. Are you ready? Okay, so here's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.